Well, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is trying to explain away the travel chaos to some very frustrated American flyers. Listen.
If you look at the overall picture, we've seen a lot of improvements, but we had a hard few days with severe weather at the beginning of the week, and that definitely put enormous pressure on the system. We saw those cancellation rates stay low. Right now we're below 2%, but they really shot up at the first part of the week, largely because of severe weather hitting some of our key hubs. I think most passengers understand that no one can control the weather.
A lot of those flyers, though, are refusing to let him off the hook personally and directly. Let's take a look at Twitter. One traveler there writes almost 3,000 flights were delayed or canceled this weekend. This is after he said he would, quote, fix the airline industry. And this is unacceptable. Do better, Secretary Pete. So let's bring in Raymond Arroyo, travel expert extraordinaire. He books all my flights for me.
Well, God
Raymond.
help you if that's the case, Jillian. I mean, good Lord. But you know what we're learning, Jillian? The only reliable airline at this point is Greyhound. I mean, this is a disaster. I've been talking to so many people. I was stranded in the Miami airport for like 4 hours for a routine flight from Miami to LaGuardia. People have been going through so much worse over the last few days, and I've spoken to a lot of pilots and people in the airline industry. They all point to the FAA here. You have the CEO of JetBlue, the CEO of United, saying the FAA has failed to staff enough air traffic controllers. So when weather intrudes, they can't reroute your flight quick enough. They don't have the manpower. That's what holds up so many of these flights, causes them to go back to the terminal and snarls everything up. And then, of course, the airlines don't have enough personnel either, which is a tragedy given that you and I, the taxpayer, gave them $50 billion in COVID relief. That should have been enough to bulk up their staff or at least retain it. They didn't do that.
$50 billion on top of the historically high prices we're paying with tons of hidden fees to begin with for these flights. So who do you think is to blame here? Who needs to be doing a better job? You can list as many people or as few as you want.
It's a combination there. It's the FAA and the airlines. They have to start working together, but you need air traffic controllers. And now they're talking about flying cars, Jillian. Imagine that in the mix of everything else. The FAA can't deal with the flights we have at present. We don't need, Mock Kettle going up in a flying car, which they just approved, by the way.
And we got an exclusive interview on flying cars that you're going to want to stick with us for. It's coming up at the end of the show. I want to ask you about this, too, Raymond. There's this new controversy now surrounding the Biden family. This one is over the president's grandchildren. Here's what he has said himself a couple months back.
The best part of it all, I have 6 grandchildren, and I'm crazy about them. I speak to them every single day. Not a joke.
Well, the 6 count obviously leaves out Hunter Biden's 4-year-old daughter. According to court documents, a paternity test has proven that she is indeed Hunter's. He just recently settled a child support case in her interests. The New York Times is now reporting that leaving her out has essentially become a new White House policy. They write, in strategy meetings, aides have been told that the Bidens have 6, not 7, grandchildren. Critics blasting the Bidens over it. Mark Thiessen calling it an absolute disgrace. Others labeling the Bidens monsters and the scummiest people to have ever disgraced American politics. Why can't we just decide how many grandchildren we have and leave it at that?
Jillian, this story kind of breaks my heart. And politics aside, we're talking about a little 4-year-old girl who apparently knows who her father is, knows that her grandfather is the president of the United States, and they don't engage with her or even acknowledge her existence. I mean, the psychological pain of that for that little girl, everybody should take note of, particularly from a president who often talks about the dignity of every person, and he's the protector of the soul of the nation. Just start with your grandchild, Mr. President. That would be a good place.
One of those shots, just so our viewers know, was of this 4-year-old girl. Her mom posted on social media about taking her to Washington, D.C. to see the White House, to see the monuments. She knows full well who her grandfather is and said she herself is very proud of that relationship, though it doesn't exist. No. Raymond, we got to leave it there. Happy Independence Day to you.
Happy Independence Day to you. God bless that poor girl.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.